you to know that your lives matter, that your dreams matter, and you should be able to learn and make mistakes and live a life of joy. When sometimes I feel despair, I just see what's happening with young people all across the country and the talent and the voice and sophistication that they're displaying, and it makes me feel optimistic. It makes me feel as if this country's going to get better. Historically, so much of the progress that we've made in our society has been because of young people. Dr. King was a young man when he got involved. Cesar Chavez was a young man. Malcolm X was a young man. The leaders of the feminist movement were young people. Leaders of union movements were young people. The leaders of the environmental movement in this country and the movement to make sure that the LGBT community finally had a voice and was represented were young people. And so when sometimes I feel despair, I just see what's happening with young people all across the country and the talent and the voice and the sophistication that they're displaying, and it makes me feel optimistic. It makes me feel as if, this country's going to get better. Now, I want to speak directly to the young men and women of color in this country who have witnessed too much violence and too much death. And too often, some of that violence has come from folks who were supposed to be serving and protecting you. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that your lives matter, that your dreams matter. And when I go home and I look at the faces of my daughters, Sasha and Malia, and I look at my nephews and nieces, I see limitless potential that deserves to flourish and thrive. And you should be able to learn and make mistakes and live a life of joy without having to worry about what's going to happen when you walk to the store or go for a jog or driving down the street or looking at some birds in a park. And so I hope that you also feel hopeful, even as you may feel angry, because you have the power to make things better, and you have helped to make the entire country feel as if this is something that's got to change. You've communicated a sense of urgency that is as powerful and as transformative as anything that I've seen in recent years. Just remember, this country was founded on protest. It is called the American Revolution. And every step of progress in this country, every expansion of freedom, every expression of our deepest ideals has been won through efforts that made the status quo uncommon. And we should all be thankful for folks who are willing in a peaceful, disciplined way to be out there making a difference. There is a change in mindset that's taking place, a greater recognition that we can do better. That's a direct result of the activities and organizing and mobilization and engagement of so many young people across the country, put themselves out on the line to make a difference. And so I just have to say thank you to them for helping bring about this moment, and just make sure that we now follow through, because at some point, attention moves away. At some point, protests start to dwindle in size. And it's very important for us to take the momentum that has been created as a society, as a country, and say, let's use this to finally...
Honestly, if you ask me, the cause of all of these deaths, I would tell you, is selfish. The cause of all of these deaths, it's about greed. It's about selfishness. It's about greed, people. It's about trying to trample upon your brother. It's about having sold our hearts to the devil. The whole of all of this, it's all nothing but vanity. It has gotten to that point whereby the whole situation is far beyond just the whites killing blacks. It has gone far beyond races fighting against races. It has gone beyond far away from countries against countries and nations against nations. If you ask me, I think what's happening right now has gotten so deep, has eaten so deep in the heart of man. It has come to that very level whereby it happens in the very homes of people. Brothers fight brothers. Sisters fight against sisters. Families wage war against themselves, against their own. That's how far it has gone. It's no longer just races. It's no longer just black people or white people. There's something that is taking over the world. But I know that no matter what you see, nor think, it's nothing but the devil. You see a mother-in-law who has come to nurse her child in the husband's home. You will be so amazed that the mother is jealous of her own daughter. That's how bad it has come. You will see that you meet people who are ready to sell their own brother for just a token of amount. That's how bad it has come. This problem has come. And I'm telling you, the problem is not going to go if you are not willing to do anything about it. It begins with you. You heard Obama. He encourages everyone who's making every form of move to put a stop to the whole madness going on right now. Because I tell you, it's really a problem. People, we don't want to make it look like it's just those people fighting us, because we fight even against ourselves. The problem is everywhere. From country to country, from nation to nations. If you watch news, international news and local news, you're going to see these things. All over, they fight themselves. For very little cost, they are willing to destroy their own. From the governmental organizations to non-governmental organizations, and they'll bring these things down to corrupting children. I don't know the kind of future we are building for the future generation, the kids who are going to mount up as heads of these things, of those future in time to come. I'm encouraging everyone to please do not see the truth and shut up. Whether he be your brother or not your brother, stand for the truth at all times. It begins with you. You can make the impact. You can stand for the truth at all times. It has gone beyond just a foreigner in a strange land fighting to get a job. It has gone beyond all of these things. It's there now, living in the people, within the people, and amongst the people. I want everyone to see this as a time of rebuilding, as a time to start afresh. It doesn't matter what you've seen. It doesn't matter what has made you to become like this. Self-centered, deceitful, so much love for money, because I tell you all of these are vanity upon vanity. The word was here before we came. You know what? It's going to be here when we all leave. Until the Creator decides to do whatever He wishes and pleases with this world. But before then, you can make a positive impact. You can be that change that has come to stay. It begins with you. Don't let you pass without leaving a very awesome impact. Don't allow you to pass. You must not be a motivational speaker. You must not be a known face. Just in that your environment, in that your home. How is your life? It begins with you. Stand for the truth at all times. We live in a situation, in a generation, in a world whereby elderly ones will see the truth and be quiet because they are afraid for their own lives. Speak the truth no matter what. Say, don't do it, it's wrong. I will not support evil. And it will be known and recorded that you said it, that you spoke it out. It's not going to choke you. It's the truth. It prevails. Have you repented? I urge you to give your life to Christ. Because at this time in our lives, we need love. Be blessed.